Hello everyone. Welcome to the first 2025 edition of Wehry History and Entertainment News of the Berkshires and beyond. It's a new year, which means arts and entertainment businesses throughout the Berkshires are starting their schedules for the year. While the events may be limited, there are still several concerts one can attend. Plus, I'll be discussing a history of Massachusetts College of Liberal Arts and reviewing the much anticipated Deadpool and Wolverine. First, it's time for this episode's trivia question. This episode's question is, which former National League head coach received his master's degree from Massachusetts College of Liberal Arts? Now, for this episode's local headlines. First, an update on a story WWHEN has been following. I've stated in the past that Berkshire Museum was undergoing major renovations. On January 6th, major construction began on the museum's first floor. When it reopens, the museum will debut a new gift shop, family activity center, lecture hall, and conference room, in addition to a new auditorium just off the main lobby. The centerpiece will be a new state-of-the-art aquarium, which will open in 2026. Unfortunately, this has left the museum temporarily closed. This is because, according to an interview with the Berkshire Eagle from Berkshire Museum's Chief Curator, Jesse Kowalski, quote, "Having people in the museum with all the construction going on would be too disturbing. They just wouldn't have a good experience. Let's wait and give them a great experience when we're ready," end quote. To compensate for this, museum leadership is looking into ways to maintain an outside-the-walls presence while the physical space is closed, through partner organizations and educational institutions. These will include hosting events like Berkshire Backyard at other locations, programming their summer camps off-site, and having their staff do live lectures about the different parts of the collection, as well as the museum's mobile museum units. It is unknown when the museum will open again. Stay tuned to WWHEN for further details. For our next stop, we will be visiting Massmoka for a concert with Slow Dive. The band Slow Dive is part of the shoegaze genre. This is a genre that combines indie rock, alternative rock, and some dream pop. Early 90s shoegaze legends Slow Dive re-emerged after the success of Pygmalion 30 years ago with their self-titled record in 2017. And an earth-shaking reunion set at Barcelona's Primavera Sound Festival. They've been selling out shows and releasing new music ever since. Now, 6 years after the group's monumental self-titled album, their newest work, Everything Is Alive, finds Slowdive, which consists of vocalists and guitarists Rachel Goswell and Neil Halstead, guitarist Kristen Saville, bassist Nick Chaplin, and drummer Simon Scott, locating ever more condors of its immersive, elemental sound. This marks Slowdive's first visit to Mass MoCA. Slowdive will be playing on Friday, January 31st at 8 p.m. The concert will be playing in the Hunter Center. To purchase tickets, visit massmoca.org or call 413-662-2111. Our next story takes us to Berkshire Theater Group in Pittsfield for a concert with Rev Tor and Dead Man's Waltz. This is a hugely popular event taking place, one that I've mentioned several times in the past. Dead Man's Waltz, an all-star ensemble from the Northeast festival scene, brings together seasoned musicians to honor the legacy of the Grateful Dead. With exceptional musicianship, the band offers a fresh twist on classic songs and jams, staying true to the spirit of the music while adding their own unique, dynamic style to the beloved Grateful Dead catalog. This year's event includes special guest appearances by Mark Mercier from Max Creek, Mike Woody Wood from Rebel Alliance, Leanne Lovelace from Guinevere and Back to the Garden, and more to be announced. This concert will be going on Saturday, February 1st at 7:30 p.m. Visit berkshiretheatergroup.org for more information. For our next story, we'll be visiting the Norman Rockwell Museum in Stockbridge for a new exhibit called Original Sisters. Original Sisters is a series of portraits that reveals and honors the contributions of history-making women. To create the series, award-winning illustrator Anita Kunz carefully researched, wrote about, and portrayed each subject, sometimes compiling scant available information to establish a more complete picture. Her portraits present famed and lesser-known women in the field of art, science, technology and invention, education, history, and politics, offering a needed expansion and revision of the historical record. Kuntz is an artist and illustrator living in Toronto. Her art has been published widely and shown in galleries and museums all over the world. She has also been featured regularly in several magazines, and she has done work for Sony Music. Kunz has also illustrated more than 50 book covers, and in 2017, she was inducted into the Society of Illustrators Museum of American Illustration Hall of Fame. This exhibit will be open until May. Visit the website shown here for more information. For our next story, we will be visiting the Stationery Factory in Dalton for 2 concerts. The first is the band Running on Jackson. Running on Jackson, the premier Jackson Browne tribute concert, is the ultimate homage to Jackson Browne's musical genius, meticulously recreating the electrifying experience of a Jackson Browne show, and delving into his most cherished songs and more with astonishing precision. The performance doesn't just capture the sound of Jackson Browne, it embodies the look and feel of one of Jackson's concerts, right down to the last detail. When Running on Jackson graces the stage, it's as if Jackson and his band have stepped right into the venue. The band has performed at the Berkshire Theater Group in the past. This marks the band's first stop at the Stationery Factory. This concert is scheduled for January 17th from 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. The other concert being held is Tom DiMenna and Friends. Tom DiMenna and Friends resurrect some of the 70s greatest story songs from 3 of the era's greatest singer-songwriters: Cat Stevens, Gordon Lightfoot, and Harry Chapin. This devoted concert will feature Maine-based singer-songwriter Tom DiMenna, whose tribute shows have sold out opera houses up and down the Maine coast. DiMenna's impressive vocal range and guitar style artfully channel all of these revered artists, and will surely satisfy their most die-hard fans. Tom will also be backed by accompaniment to provide plenty of toe tapping for this very special evening. This is your chance to see what all the buzz is about. Maybe even move to sing along or at least hum. The legend lives on. This concert is scheduled for January 18th, again from 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. For more information on this and all other concerts, visit the website shown here. Typically, most theatrical seasons don't begin until the summer. However, despite being very early in the year, Barrington Stage Company has already started making plans for 2025. Recently, they announced that the famous musical Camelot will be premiering. According to Barrington's website, quote, "Come along for a journey into the captivating realm of noble knights, mystical lands, and the legendary King Arthur. With the weight of the world on his shoulders, the boy who became a king searches for the courage and strength to bring his new kingdom to its fullest potential. During his quest, he discovers what it truly means to lead and how to choose hope in the darkest of times, end quote. This is a classic musical, and it is making its debut at Barrington Stage Company this season. This marks the beginning of another great year for Barrington Stage Company and its director, Alan Paul. While specific dates weren't announced, it was revealed that the musical will be taking place in June. Visit barringtonstageco.org for more information. It's now time for this episode's local history portion of WWHEN. This episode will be traveling to North Adams for a history of their college, Massachusetts College of Liberal Arts, or MCLA. The school has a wide and varied history, with many name changes throughout its 100-plus year history. The school was founded in 1894 as the North Adams Normal School. A normal school refers to a type of school that trains teachers exclusively. These types of schools were popular in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, but eventually, nearly all of these schools turned into colleges and universities. In 1897, the North Adams Normal School offered its first classes in post-secondary education. These classes were extremely popular, and by the mid-30s, with the changing of the times, North Adams Normal School refocused its brand. In 1932, the school became known as State Teachers College of North Adams and added more college-level courses and began awarding bachelor's degrees, mostly in education. In 1960, the school once again changed direction, adding more degrees in programs such as liberal arts, business administration, and computer science. This direction change caused another rebrand of the school. It was now named North Adams State College and remained that way for nearly 30 years. In 1997, the school changed its name for the final time, now rebranding itself to Massachusetts College of Liberal Arts, or MCLA. This name focused on how the school wasn't just a great place for Berkshire County students, but for all students. The change has worked well. Currently, MCLA awards degrees in 19 programs, with 35 additional minors. Recently, Massachusetts College of Liberal Arts has earned the number 6 spot on U.S. News and World Report's list of top public liberal arts schools in the nation, after earning the number 7 spot for the past 3 consecutive years. Its sports teams are known as the Trailblazers, and their mascot is a mountain lion named Murdoch. This is named after one of the buildings on campus. MCLA also provides the answer to this episode's trivia question. As a reminder, This episode's question was, which former National League hockey coach received his master's degree from Massachusetts College of Liberal Arts? The answer is Derek Lalonde. Lalonde played college hockey for Cortland State in Vermont as a goaltender from 1991 to 1994. He graduated with a bachelor's degree in physical education and later earned a Master's of Arts in Education Administration from MCLA, when it was still known as North Adams State College. He then began coaching MCLA's hockey team as a graduate assistant for 2 years. After a successful stint coaching minor league hockey, Lalonde moved on to the National Hockey League. He served as an assistant coach for the Tampa Bay Lightning from 2018 to 2022, helping lead the team to consecutive Stanley Cup titles in 2020 and 2021. Lalonde was the head coach of the Detroit Red Wings from 2022 through 2024. Unfortunately, a few weeks ago, Lalonde was let go due to struggles with the team. Ironically, he was dismissed as I was writing my script for this episode. For our next story, we will be taking a road trip to a winter carnival in Greenfield, Massachusetts. This marks WWHEN's first ever trip to the town of Greenfield. For over a century, the Greenfield Winter Carnival has been a cherished tradition, uniting the Franklin community to embrace the joys of the winter season. Spanning an entire weekend, the carnival offers a variety of activities and events scattered throughout the city. Things to do at this winter carnival include ice sculptures, parade of lights, puzzle contests, arts and crafts, movies for the kids, snowmobile races, keg pulls, and more. The Greenfield Winter Carnival celebrates the town's rich history as a winter sports destination, dating back to the 1920s. Highlights include ski jumps and toboggan chutes that once drew thousands of spectators. Notably, the 1927 event featured ski jumpers leaping through a flaming hoop after dark. And in 1928, Greenfield hosted the Eastern U.S. Ski Championships on the Shelburne Mountain Ski Jump. This will take place in early February. Dates have not yet been finalized. This will take place throughout the entire town of Greenfield. It is approximately 1 hour and 8 minutes northeast of Pittsfield and approximately 51 minutes east of North Adams via Route 2. For more information on this winter carnival, visit the website shown here. It's now time for this episode's movie portion of WWHEN. This episode, I'll be reviewing one of last year's biggest hits, Deadpool and Wolverine, the highest grossing R-rated film of all time. To avoid spoilers, of which there are many, I'll be going right into what I thought about the movie. This is a tale of two movies. The first is what we've come to know and love from Deadpool movies, its hilarious dialogue and great fight scenes, scored with hilariously inappropriate music. Plus, it's got good pacing. The second movie is one that I've had problems with Marvel for the past few years: the multiverse. If you've noticed, I haven't been the biggest multiverse fan because I feel it's too confusing. My feelings towards the multiverse can actually be summed up with a quote from this movie, out of context. Let's just take the L and move on. However, the multiverse isn't quite as bad here as some other Marvel films. It actually doesn't get in the way as much as other ones do. I just wish this movie left the multiverse alone, because it's a great film otherwise. The jokes hit really hard. There's some great fight scenes, and I think it's one of Marvel's best films in a while. I was originally bothered by this movie and planned to give it a 7.9, just because of the multiverse issues. However, after sitting on it and watching certain scenes online again, I'm willing to raise the score to an 8.2. While the multiverse issues do remain, a lot can be solved with humor, fight scenes, and surprises. That ends this episode of Wehry History and Entertainment News in the Berkshires and beyond. If you would like to watch this or any other WWHEN episode again, you can visit PCTV's website, shown here, or my YouTube page at RT Wehry. And I want to thank CTSB TV and NBCTC for showing my show on their public access station. Thank you.